Welcome everyone. My name is Felix and this is Xing.
Yes.
And yeah, we hold the webinar together today. And before we start, we go through some admin stuff. Um, I have to go to the next slide.
It's here.
Here, perfect.
Yes.
To the admin stuff. I think all of you should see the chat box. And in this chat box, you have the chance to ask all the questions you have. And I would really like to encourage you to ask all the questions because we want to help you as good as possible today.
Yep.
And we can only do that if we answer your questions. So please do so. The answers won't get answered by us.
Yep.
The questions won't get answered by us, but by Femke and Larissa. They are behind the scenes. They're in the chat, and they will answer all your questions. And some of your questions that you have and that are interesting for everyone, those questions will get answered also in the end during our Q&A session, because we first do our webinar, and after the webinar we have a Q&A session, where we answer some questions live. So maybe some of your questions get picked up, and we will answer them in the end.
Yep.
And I think that's about it. I think we can start now. Maybe some words about us. I'm Felix. I'm from Germany, as maybe some of you can hear from my accent. And I'm a third-year student at Utrecht University School of Economics. And this is Xing.
I'm Xin Wang. I'm from China, and I'm also last year's bachelor student of economics and business economics.
Yep. So that's us. And behind the scenes, there are Larissa and Femke. As I said, they will answer your questions. And they're both from the Netherlands, but of course they answer your questions in English. And now you've seen your faces, who's behind the chat. And I think we can start now.
We can, yes. Let's get started.
So with a small schedule.
So today's schedule will be as the following. First of all, I would like to give a warm welcome to everyone who is now sitting in front of the screen. And I'm very glad to be here with you to provide you some information about the bachelor's program, economics and business economics, and also to share some personal experiences with you about studying in Utrecht University as an international student. So first, I would like to tell you a little bit about Utrecht University, and then Felix will introduce you some basic information about the program, economics and business economics. And then we will give you some more detailed information, also some reasons of why to choose Utrecht University to study economics. And then next we will share some personal experiences of studying and also living in Utrecht from a student's perspective. And then we will have some important information for you about admissions. And then we will followed by a Q&A session for you to ask some questions for us if you have any. And then we will end up with some wrap-ups with the presentation today. So let's start with the... Yes, it works. So Utrecht University is one of the largest and also the oldest universities in the Netherlands. And it has a very high ranking over the world universities. For instance, over the Shanghai World University ranking, it ranked to the place with the 47th place internationally. And also in some of others rankings, it also ranked very high. And we have 50 bachelor's programs in Utrecht University, with the 12 are taught in English. So each year, thousands of international students, they come to Utrecht to participate in the bachelor's and master's program. And Utrecht University offers students a very international environment. And also, we have the European's largest summer school as well. Oh, by the way, we also have a lot of exchange programs in the second year or third year. You can participate in that as well. So,
all right. Now you heard a little bit about the Utrecht University itself.
Yep.
But maybe what's more interesting is economics, our program. So let's talk a little bit about that. What is it like to study economics at Utrecht University? I will give you some information about that. And this includes actually two questions. What is it like to study economics? And what is it like to study economics at Utrecht University? So how does our university differentiate itself to other universities that offer programs with similar names? Those are the two questions I would like to answer. To the first question, what is it like to study economics, and what is economics? And that's a really good question because economics is a very broad field. It goes to so many different directions, and economists do so much different stuff. It is also like a science that involves the whole over the years because it's pretty young, so there's a lot of change. But generally, I would say what we do as economists is we try to understand why people, organizations, and countries do the decisions they do. And we don't only try to understand why they're doing the decisions, we also try to help them to do the best decisions for them. So if we look on a country, we would ask ourselves, how can we increase the welfare of a country so that the people live better in the country? That's a very, very, very big question in economics. And if we ask ourselves, how can we increase the welfare or the well-being of a country? One very big topic there is the healthcare system, for example, right? The healthcare system is not made by nature. It was made by humans, and probably there were some economists that came up with this idea of how a healthcare system could work. And what we ask ourselves as economists is, how can we create such a system that is helping everyone as good as possible, while still that the costs are not that high, right? And this is a question we deal as economics student. Then also we look at unemployment rates, right? So we try that there's as little unemployment as possible. So we ask ourselves, why is there unemployment? Why are the unemployment rates all over the world differently? And maybe the most important question we ask ourselves is, hey, how can we actually do policy that decreases unemployment so there is less people unemployed, right? That's also something very interesting that we ask ourselves. And a third, also very interesting part or topic that we deal with, one of the most pressing problems that we have today is the Brexit. At least for us Europeans, it's a huge topic right now. And yeah, there we also look, what is the impact of the Brexit? And maybe we also ask ourselves, hey, what is the strategy behind the negotiation? I mean, I don't want to say that there's a strategy right now, but yeah, we could think as economists also like, hey, how could the strategy look like? What would be smart? All right, so I hope you have like a pretty good overview about what economics could be like and what are questions we ask ourselves. But now let's look on our program. Where do we differentiate ourselves? And yeah, let's go to the next slide. Perfect. Okay, so basically, there are three reasons I would say why studying economics at Utrecht University is a good choice, and there we really differentiate ourselves to others. So the one is that we combine here economics with business economics. So we study economics and business economics. And the second thing is that we have the real world perspective here. And the third one is the freedom of choice. So let's talk a little bit about those 3 points. The first point, we combine general economics and business economics. Yeah, we think that those two are really intertwined and they complement each other. So we really study here economics and business economics. And that means that as an economist, we try to apply to our knowledge to solve problems in the business world and for society. And the second thing is that we have the real world perspective here. And yeah, the real world perspective, what does it mean? It means that we try to apply the knowledge that we learn to the real world. And here at Utrecht University, we even go so far that we say we look at the problems that are outside, and then we look at the economic tools that we have to solve those problems. So that's our approach. We don't say we learn stuff or we learn and then we apply it. No, we look at the situation, how it's out there, and then we try to look at which tools we have to solve those problems, right? Of course, in the real world, it's not always working like this during our studies. So sometimes the theoretical part comes first, but at least that's our approach and that's where we're coming from. And from my perspective, I really have to say that nearly all the mathematics, the statistics, the models, and also the concepts that I learned got applied. So that was really interesting, and that made me also a lot more passionate about what I learned, right? And now to the last point, the freedom of choice. I think that's actually the biggest or the most important point why studying at Utrecht University. And here at Utrecht University, we have 50% of our courses, we have some sort of freedom and choice. And that's something very unique. As I already said in the beginning, economics is such a broad field. It can go to so many different directions. It's very interdisciplinary. So loads of other subjects or disciplines are related to economics, and you can't study everything. But at Utrecht University, you get a pretty good overview of what's out there. And with the freedom of choice, you can follow the courses that you actually like, and you can dig deeper into the subjects that you're more interested in. And that's actually very, very cool because, yeah, you can become more passionate about what you learn. And it's really, really cool. So as I said, 50% of the courses you do, you can choose by yourself. And this also gives you the possibility to create a unique profile of yourself. So that you're not like every other economic students. I think that's about it, about our program, what you can expect as you study here, and maybe now some words about the curriculum.
Yes, about the courses. Let's see. So here you can see the curriculums of the first year, and we're having some also the year is divided into 4 periods firstly, and each period have about 10 weeks. And as a start, you can have some courses as like an introduction to economics and business economics. So you can just have some basic ideas and general information about how the courses look like and how the programs look like. And also you will have some courses like economics courses such as micro and macro courses. Maybe some of you have already learned a little bit about this kind of thing, because when I was in high school doing IB diploma, I actually took economic courses, so I get some kind of experiences with that. But did you take some economics courses, Felix?
No, I didn't do any economics courses. So.
But did you find it difficult, or did you find it easy to get it up?
The first course, economics?
Yes, first course.
That was economics. For me not the hard part. For me, the mathematics were hard.
Okay, for mathematics, yes. But we will also have some courses like business courses, such as financial and accounting, and also in period 4, you have some courses like strategy and organizations. But as Felix just pointed out, you have some courses like mathematics and also statistics. These courses are actually very important for an economic student, because you need this quantitative methods to analyze economic problems and also to make predictions. I think that's actually how the economic works. You just analyze the problems happening in the past, and then you make predictions for the future. So for those of you who are a little bit afraid of the mathematics, I would say just don't worry about that, because I'm not a mathematical person. So when I first came here, when I first saw this kind of mathematics and statistics, I was very worried actually. But when I went through it, I think it's fine as long as you got some like basic, not basic, but well, medium to high level of mathematics in during your high school study, you will be fine with it. And what about you?
Yeah, Alex? As I said,
you didn't find it very smooth?
I mean, you don't have to worry about it, but yeah, for me it wasn't the easiest subject, I would have to say.
Wasn't easiest, right?
Wasn't easiest.
Oh.
But yeah, for some it was easy, but yeah.
But not the mathematical part.
For me, it was hard. I don't want to scare you, but yeah, for me it was a bit different.
Yeah, but for those of you who are interested in mathematics, actually, you can also take courses such as advanced mathematics, which I also took actually. I don't know what happened to me. Maybe life here is too chill that I want to just torture myself a little bit. Yeah, but I have to say it's a bit challenging. The advanced mathematics is in year 2, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in year 2. But you're not there, so. Yeah, but it's in year 2, you have some courses like advanced mathematics. Also, you have some courses like econometrics. This is mandatory for non-economic students. So if you are interested in mathematics, you can choose that. But but otherwise, you don't have to choose advanced mathematics. Just leave it. Just the mathematics in level 1 in year 1 is pretty easy. Yeah, just don't worry about that. Yeah, but we also have some optional choices already at the end of year one. So you can choose one of the dedicated minors. It's including we have courses like law, geography, social science, and also data science. And I can introduce you in the next slides. Yes, as you can see here already, the bachelor's program of economics and business economics in Utrecht offers students to be able to develop their own unique and also personal professional profile. This is possible because the courses are designed in such a way. For example, the yellow blocks you are seeing now, they are mandatory courses, and it's about 50%. And the green blocks you're seeing is for the elective courses. So in the first 1.5 year, you take some mandatory courses in business, in economics and business economics. But so during the second part of the bachelor's study, you can make up your own study lines. For example, you can choose to take one of the dedicated minors, as I said before, one of the law or geography or social science or the data science. But if you are not interested in those minors, it's not mandatory to take them. So, for example, me personally, I didn't take any of the minors because I wasn't interested in any of them. But on the other hand, I took some more business related courses because I'm more interested in business areas. So I took courses like marketing or advanced marketing or financial markets such as that. But if you are more interested in economic courses, you can also choose to take courses such as international economics and also public choice and welfare courses like that. Yes, so it's quite free actually. You can design your own way of studying. You can also choose courses from other faculties, I guess, either law or geography or whatever. That's very freedom. And so nextly, we will
Yeah. So a lot of information, but yeah. Oh yeah, the minors. Yeah. So some more information. Let's speak a bit more about the minors because I think also that's what makes Utrecht University so special, that you can show those minors. And as Xing already said, we have those 4 minors, but next to those 4 official minors, we also have loads of other minors we can choose. What is the difference between those 4 minors and the other minors? Yeah, those 4 minors are really like tailor-made for us as economists, because what I already said in the beginning, economics is very, very interdisciplinary. So many other disciplines have some sort of interface with economics. And those 4 subjects, they have a big interface with economics. So those programs really work there. And that's what makes them so interesting for us. But you can also decide to do minors that are not related to economics at all. So you can even do something like, I think, computer science or like criminology or whatever. You're really free in that. But those 4 minors are really tailor-made. And I said we have law, geography, data science, and social sciences. Those 4 disciplines are really connected to economics. For example, law. Back in the days, law and economics, they were not even separated. It was just one big field. So the law faculty and the economics faculty, they were always together. And just recently they got split up, but still like there's a huge, really huge connection. Yeah. And so law, for example, you deal with regulation a lot, and economics, it's all about regulation, right? And also like the environment now is a huge topic. So that's also very interesting how this works from a law perspective, right? So there you get some insights from the law side. So very, very interesting. Then we have also geography. Also really interesting. I think in geography you won't learn too much about how the continents drift and stuff like this.
That's too specific.
Yeah, I think that's not geography we will deal with, but more about geography, about allocation and globalization.
Yep.
So, for example, allocation, like how can a city like London evolve? Why is it such a hotspot for businesses to go there? That's like a question you can ask yourself as a geographist or as an economist. and that's questions you will deal with. So also very, very interesting. Or you can do social sciences. Also really amazing opportunity, I think, also for economists, very important to get some insights from there. So, for example, the market is really based on behavior, on agreements, on values, and on cooperation. So with social sciences, you learn a little bit how they work. So how does behavior influence our decisions, and so on and so forth. So it's really interesting. I would have loved to choose it, but yeah, I did something else. But also really interesting, I say, social sciences. And then really new, we have data science. Yeah, data science is new, so I can't say too much about that. But
we didn't have this choice when we were in the we were entering the bachelor's program. So you're also lucky.
Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, I would have also loved to do that. You can't do anything. You can't do everything. That's the pity.
Yeah.
But
you can only get to get like one minor. But if you're interested, then it's very helpful for you to develop a new areas for you. Instead of just aside of the economics, you can have more knowledge about other as well. For example, just now Felix talked about the social sciences, that you have behavior economics, which is very new, pretty new area of economics. So we had actually some courses of behavior economics, and also we even have some master courses called like behavior economics. So it's becoming like very important, and I found it very interesting. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, so maybe social sciences would have been also interesting for you then.
Yeah, it could
maybe
have
better
been.
than business.
Sure.
Courses,
Unfortunately, I didn't take it. Oh my god. Yes, but I liked it a lot. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
I also really like those courses, to be honest. But data science, I think maybe very useful for the future. I think will be very big.
Yeah, I think it's very useful for those of you who are interested in like to handle around with the big data stuff like that, because big data nowadays are a very new but a very important areas for you for your career as well. Because I know one of my friend who also took those bachelor program, but she wants to take more specifically like related to the data sciences kind of thing. So she's taking kind of data science in master now, also related to economics and also accounting, financial markets and stuff like that. So it's very new and very interesting, I guess.
And it has a huge application in business, right?
Yes, it is very. Yeah.
So I think that's about the minors that we have. So I already told you that I didn't do social sciences and not geography. I also didn't do the law minor and also didn't do the data science. What I did is I went 1 year abroad to the Louis Business School. So the Louis School is our partner university, and we had the chance, or I took the chance to go 1 year abroad for a whole year and do the exchange program there. And that was something very, very unique. I decided to do that. Of course, I would have loved to do minor, but I decided to go to this business school. And it was one of the best decisions for me that I ever did. I really had a great time. And what should I say? So there we had also some interesting subjects. For example, I took history of economic thoughts, and there you learned like a little bit how the economic thoughts developed over the years, starting with Adam Smith, and then how every new insight like changed the economic way of thinking. And that was a course I think that doesn't exist here in Utrecht, for example, and that was really interesting. But of course, apart from the academia, living 1 year in Rome was also really amazing.
I think so. The weather there is so nice.
Yeah.
Did you go to like beach every day or?
Yeah, like to the parks and everything. It was really good. I mean, here it's raining now for 1 month.
Yeah, already. That's the Netherlands. So be prepared. If you're coming to the Netherlands, you will be prepared for like, just remember to bring an umbrella. That's very useful for you, right?
Yeah. So I didn't have to take an umbrella in Rome for 1 year.
That's great.
That was nice. And that's what I chose. So you also have the option to do this as a, not minor, but like as an option next to your economics curricula, because there you actually just study business courses because it's a business school.
This is kind of an exchange program in our school as well. But you can also do other exchange programs in year 2 or in year 3, but it's just half a year, right?
Then it's just half a year. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, that's a big difference. At Louis, you whole year.
Yeah.
And normally just have half a year abroad. Also good, but
you can go everywhere, I guess. Yeah.
When you do the half year.
Sure. But do we have a slides for this exchange program?
I think we talked about in the personal experience about that.
Oh, right.
And yeah, we always speak about our personal experiences. I think it's also very interesting for you. So let's stick to that.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's
next slide.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. Yeah. So should I tell something about myself? Yes. So I'm from China, and as you can imagine, maybe the education system and also the study environment is so different from here in the Netherlands. So here in the Netherlands, especially in Utrecht University, there is a very international environment where you can always be inspired by different perspectives with the students come from different nations, different cultural backgrounds. I think this is very important for an economic students or for a business students, that you always be open-minded and be accepting all the concepts and different perspectives. And also another very important thing, is actually an important skill that I have obtained during the study of economics and business economics in Utrecht University, is to be able to think critically. So critical thinking is actually one of the most important and also one of the most important academic skills that Utrecht University tries to teach to their students. And I think, well, at the beginning I thought being critical is pretty easy, just look for the problems of the others, right? You're not here, that you're not right, and that's wrong for you. But in the end, when you actually studying it, and when you actually want to be critical about some academic papers or whatever, you find it's a bit hard, because being critical means that you have to be able to know the knowledge and to understand all the thoughts or all the information that the author wants to deliver to you. So you have to obtain enough of knowledge and study abilities to be able to think critically. So always be critical and never stop thinking. That's one of the important skills that I have learned from Utrecht University. Yes. Yeah. For you, Alex.
That's a very good, interesting point. I didn't thought about that, but it's true. I also will think way more critical now.
Sure.
And
not just reading everything, accepting everything. You criticize everything. That's a way actually of how to learn better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So any experiences of you?
Yeah. Yes. I'm from Germany. So I came to Utrecht because I wanted to study in English. That was very important for me, and I really liked.
I heard that there are no universities is teaching English in Germany, right?
Yeah, not that much. Not that much.
Okay, there is, but not that much.
Yeah. And it was one of the most one of the biggest reasons to go to the Netherlands generally. Mm-hmm. And I never really heard about Utrecht. I didn't know I knew it existed, but I didn't know how it looks and if it's nice. So I think before I came to the Netherlands to study, I traveled to the cities that I applied to. And when I was in Utrecht, I really fell in love with the city. Oh. And it's so low key, so you don't know it that much. But all the friends that visited me and even all the people that came here and that I know, they really love the city. It's an amazing city. So that's how I ended up in Utrecht, and I'm really happy. And apart from the academia, that is really, really good. I would say also a bit more personal. So you're not only a number, you always have personal contact to the professors if you want. There's always help if you have problems. So that's something very nice. But except from the uni part, also the city itself is just really, really nice.
Yeah.
A lot of international students. Dutch people speak English.
Yeah, Utrecht is one of the youngest cities in the Netherlands.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right, because there are a lot of university students here.
Yeah.
Also have another colleges or whatever, the schools.
The whole school.
Yeah, the whole school as well. So it's very young, and it's a very nice city to study actually.
Yeah. I think our university has like 30,000 students, and then on top of that we have the huge Hogeschool,
Yeah.
and then we have some smaller universities, I think, for
Yeah,
like
like
arts
college.
or what, I
Yes,
don't show
yes.
music.
Yes, for music and
And
arts.
yeah, like if you go through the city, you just see students, and the whole city is just made for students. Like you can bike
Yeah.
anywhere,
Yeah.
and you're very fast. And in the summer or even in the winter,
Yes.
people sitting outside the whole time and
Yeah.
drink
Especially
beer a
when you
lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe yes, you did.
I'm not a huge
Yes.
beer fan, even I'm German, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's very cozy and you can have a lot of fun. And also it's
True.
close to Amsterdam, which is really nice, but still it has
Yeah.
like its own atmosphere still.
Yeah, it's quite different from here. From here to it's quite different from here to the other cities as well. For example, Rotterdam or also other cities like Maastricht or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, they have a kind of more modern city kind of style
Ah.
because I heard that it's because during the Second World War it's
Yeah.
been rained a lot, so they actually set up a new kind of city. But Utrecht is one of the oldest cities, and also it keeps a lot of kind of in the Asian way. The buildings are nice as well.
Yeah. So yeah, that was really for me. It
Yeah.
was very nice to come here.
Me too. It's a very different environment and a very different city from other cities.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be regret if you come here, definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I have many friends that visited me and were like, well, really, I would like to study here as well.
Yeah.
And
One thing about the disappointing part is
Yeah.
the weather, I guess.
Oh yeah.
The weather is always, yeah, when I first came here it's like rainy all the day, but now it's like walking in the rain is also kind of chill out and nice for me now. I just gradually I guess I get used to it. It's nice too. It's a part of the Netherlands actually. Yeah, right. The weather is very typical.
Yeah, the weather could be better, definitely. But
Could be
if the
better.
weather is good, it's even nicer.
Yes,
So
even other like today we had some sunshine, and also like was such a beautiful view when I'm coming on the way to here, because the weather the autumn, the leaves and stuff
yeah,
and the sunshine are so beautiful. Just come
it,
here and
it
to see,
is.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yes, here are some important information for you as well. That's admission information. So for the eligibility for the international students, it depends on actually depends on your own study certificate, but also like other equivalent certificate as well. And the deadlines for the application for the non-EU students is on the 1st of April. It's slightly earlier than the application for the EU students because you have kind of visa issues, I guess. That's why it's a bit earlier. But for the rest, you can check to our website at www.uu.nl, where you can have more detailed information about the applications. But actually, it's very easy. You can just basically do everything online. It's not that difficult to make it. So with the ending, we have some Q&A sessions now. Yes, if you have any questions, I already see you have a lot of questions pop up there. I hope the moderators are already helping you a lot. But in the case you have anything specifically for us, yeah, just feel free to ask as well.
Yeah, I think there are some questions. I know it was a lot of information, but I hope now, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a few questions. Maybe we.
Yes.
Do you want to answer the first question maybe, or how do we do it? Yeah, maybe.
Maybe like
Should we read it out?
Sure. There's one student called Anna. She said, I'm currently studying environment and resource management in Cottbus. Where is that?
In Germany, I think.
Oh, really? But I'm thinking about transferring to Utrecht. Is it possible to keep the credits I've earned here? Is it possible to? I think for this kind of specific questions, you can ask study advisors or send emails to the student desk for the specific information for this part.
Yeah, I also really know how this works. I also don't have an answer
because we just applied from high schools. So, but for those of you who are taking, oh yes, we see like one girl from Shalalia. Oh, nice name. But she asked, yeah, what are the requirements for students to take IB to get in? Well, actually, I took IB as well. So for me, just I didn't have to take those kind of language tests, like TOEFL or IELTS exams to be able to to be able to prove your English. But I did have the requirement to take some mathematics, just medium or to high level mathematics, or I guess standard is enough. But yeah, mathematics is important for you to be able to participate in this course. So do we have other questions? Yep.
So there are some other questions. The next question is, how do you differentiate business economics and economics?
That's from Ment?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so like there are different courses. Some courses are more like economics related.
Yeah.
And some courses deal more about business that are more related to business, to the business world. So for example, business courses are financial accounting and strategy and organization.
Yeah.
So those courses are probably really important if you want to go to the business world.
Yeah, and also marketing and advanced
Marketing.
Yeah, that's very interesting if you're interested in business courses.
And yeah, economics courses are like the classical courses like microeconomics, macroeconomics, economic policy, and courses like this. So we really
and
have
also
teach
environmental economics, or like behavior economics. We just have
behavior economics. Yeah, it's probably that's also an economics.
And we also have a new course. It's called game theory. I'm not sure if you ever heard. It's actually one of the it's kind of behavior economics as well. It's pretty new. If you are interested in this kind of game theory economics, it's very good for you to choose that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of related to the economics. So we have other questions. Do we have?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Which one?
So this one.
From Turon.
Yeah.
Turon, am I pronouncing right?
I have no idea.
Either the possibility to do internship in the program. Yes, it definitely is definitely possible. I had some friends did some internships as well. Yeah, but I think I didn't take any of the internships because of the study.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I did an internship. Yeah, but in my summer holidays. So.
Okay.
But I think it also changed just recently. I think we were like one of the first years where it is allowed to do an internship instead of an Erasmus year.
Okay.
So you have the opportunity, and it's also, I think, a great opportunity you have. So yeah, you can also do that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
maybe just delaying some of your studying time. You can just take 1 year or half year off to take a part in the internship. That's also possible as well. Yeah, definitely possible.
So that's true. So you can also decide to do Erasmus and maybe study half a year longer.
Yeah.
And then do an internship. I think that should also be possible. As long as you're enrolled, I think, in university, you also find internships quite good in the Netherlands, I think.
Yeah, actually, we as a universities, they have a lot of opportunities. They actually Utrecht University have a lot of kind of this relationship with other big companies and stuff. They offer you like internship opportunities as well. Also for the career as well. If we are graduating, we have some career events. So where you can get some more information to your career if you wanna study, if you wanna work in the Netherlands afterwards.
Yeah.
So do we have any other questions?
Yeah, the next question is how many hours of classes and self-study are there in the first year? Yeah, I guess that really depends on you because some learn more and some learn less.
Yeah.
But I think the official hour, like it's a full-time study, so 40 hours is I think what you can expect, but of course it differs a lot on you.
Yeah.
But I have to say, in my first year when I got here, I studied quite a bit, and it was a full-time studying, so don't underestimate it.
No, never.
Yeah, it can be quite a bit, but you're pretty free on when you learn and how to learn. So there are different ways, and yeah.
So I think we usually take like 2 courses in 1 period. So, but you can also to challenge yourself to take 3 courses in 1 period, but it's quite challenging. I've never done. I did ever tried that, but I failed. Did you take any 3 courses in 1 period, Felix?
Do I?
Did you? No.
Yeah,
You
I did once 3 courses, but
Really? Did you succeed with that?
yeah, it was before because I didn't succeed in the course in the first place, so then I had to do the
Okay.
course again. So
Yeah, so it's a
yeah,
bit
but
challenging, but I know a lot of my friends they did that as well. So yeah, if you like challenging, you can do that as well. So if for the normally you have 2 courses in one period. So
yeah,
I think it's like 1 or 2 lectures on Monday and Tuesday, and then you have 3 to 4 like tutorials through Tuesday to Fridays. So
yeah,
maximum 2 tutorials a day. So it's like 4 hours a day for like general studying. But for self-studying, it really depends, right?
it really depends.
Yeah, you can study a lot, but you can also chill a lot.
Yeah,
As long as you can pass the exams, right?
that's yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Um, yeah, hit this one.
Yeah. So will we have access to the chat after the webinar? Well, after the webinar, you can only be able to read it. Unfortunately, we are not able to interact with you anymore. But I think most of the questions are already answered. You can check it out from the chat afterwards. So if you have any more questions, you can also send an email to webinars@uu.nl, where you can have your answers to be questions to be solved and answered as well. So next question.
Yeah, would it be possible to do multiple minors?
It's a bit
I would,
challenging,
yeah,
right?
I think maybe it's possible. I haven't heard about anyone doing it,
No, never.
but
Because it's a lot of study.
it's a
To
lot of
take a
study.
minor is actually a lot of study
Yeah,
rather than yeah.
it is. As I said, the studying time is already quite a bit, and
Yeah.
if you do 2 minors, I'm not sure if they even like
If even it's possible, you can yeah maybe you can send email to the study desk as well.
yeah.
Yeah, but we never heard any of them to take 2 minors. But if you are taking 1 minor, but and you're interested in other minors as well, you can take maybe some just small minors like courses. You can choose elective courses related to like. For example, you are taking law minor, but you are interested in geography. You can also take some geography courses in the later on in the elective courses as well, right?
That
Yeah, that's also possible. So it's quite free for you, yeah, to take your own kind of design your own study timelines and study education lines.
Or also, what I just remember is
Yep.
when you do like the business courses, for example, if you don't choose a minor,
Mm-hmm.
we have some opportunities to dig into different parts of the business courses. So if you study, for example, just if you don't choose a minor in one of those fields, you have more freedom of choice in the rest of the courses you do. And there you can also differ a lot between in which directions you go. So you could go
Yeah.
more into mathematical stuff.
Like accounting, for example.
Yeah,
Instance.
advanced accounting or what you
Yeah.
did, like advanced mathematics.
Advanced mathematics. Well, that's a bit yeah, that's a bit challenging, but you can do that as well.
Yeah.
You can try that as well. But also you can do some like managership kind of business, like marketing or
Yeah.
strategies, stuff like that, right?
And I think also even like some fields that are more like going to behavioral economics more into
Oh
that.
yeah,
So that's
more like economic stuff. It's a new area of economics as well.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. I really enjoyed it.
yeah.
So do you have any other questions
Yeah.
from Alicia?
Yeah, Alicia. Yeah.
Yeah, Alicia.
Are the classes are the classes a mix of large group lectures and small group group learning? Yeah, indeed.
We have like lectures for the large group. So lectures are like for hundreds of people for students who are taking this course. I think it's quite big, right?
Big, yeah.
We are taking this lecture in a very big room, but for tutorials it's kind of small, so you have more opportunity to interact with the tutors and also with every students as well. I think that's actually a very good part of Utrecht University that you have a tutorial, right?
Yeah, that's I think also the best part.
Yeah.
So as I said, you're not only a number, so you don't have only lectures.
Yes.
So you have those lectures, but next to that you have like those tutorials, and there you also get to know the students better because you're in smaller groups. You get to know each other.
And also get more access to the teachers as well.
Really good access to them, and then you're not a number anymore. So
Yeah.
there you learn a lot. And yeah, we have both. And yeah, that was a really good question, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it was also the last question, right?
Yeah, I think it's the last question now. What is it like to live in Utrecht? So as we already have talked a lot about the living in Utrecht, it's very nice, I have to say. I really enjoyed it. Well, I guess it's quite different from other places in like students taking courses or studying in Maastricht or in Rotterdam, where the city is larger actually, definitely larger, but it's more modern as I said before. But Utrecht is more ancient kind of city where the buildings are so beautiful. All of my friends come to here. Let's say, yeah, it's like ancient. It's beautiful as in the Amsterdam as well, but it's not that busy as in Amsterdam, right? Because Amsterdam is more like international. It's capital, right? Because so there are like many people, and yes, more international, but yeah, you have more. It's more busier, and there are many people over there. But in Utrecht, it's less busy and more quiet, I guess. If you enjoy kind of this kind of environment, definitely choose Utrecht to come to give a try. I think yes. So I think it's presentation for today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you really enjoyed it. Right.
Maybe we see some of you guys next year.
We really hope to see you next
I
year.
hope we answered all your questions and maybe you got closer to the decision if Utrecht suits you in the course. And yeah, goodbye from our side.
Yes, goodbye, and hope you have a nice day or evening, or have a nice sleep as well. So, by the way, the chat will be open still for like 5 minutes after the webinar is finished. So you still have some more minutes, or if you have questions, you can still ask in the 5 minutes later on. So take care, guys, and we hope to see you next year. Bye.